I-35 corridor, even the eastern hill country, moderate fire danger. I mean, still not a good situation, but better. And low fire danger, where some areas in Milam County got up to an inch of rain. Very different story to the south and west, which is exactly why we're dealing with another day of critical fire danger. So while high pressure moves in for us and we have quiet weather, look at what is going on. A severe weather outbreak continuing, multiple tornado warned storms, a long-lived tornado causing damage to the southwest of Birmingham. Look at this, 392 reports, and we were lucky to not have a single one in our area, but multiple tornadoes, and right now Alabama is really the area to watch for the overnight. For us, hey, we just got a cool, quiet night ahead. Starlit skies, enjoy it. If you like low humidity, it's lovely. 65 degrees outside right now. Our high temperature was 80 earlier. By morning, you may need a jacket. Upper 30s in some of the coldest pockets in the hill country. Around 41 Fredericksburg, 49 here in Austin, 46 in LaGrange, and a gorgeous day outside tomorrow. Generally in the morning, winds light out of the northeast about 5 miles per hour. By afternoon in Austin, 5 to 10. But if you're out in the western hill country, a little breezier, hence the slightly higher fire danger. 79 degrees your afternoon high. Let's go hour by hour, shall we? A gorgeous day, tons of sunshine in place, 40s to start, mid 60s to 70 by midday, not a cloud in the sky, a light northeast wind, 79 degrees your afternoon high. When will things change? Well, we need more rain, right? Our next opportunity will come Monday into Tuesday. This computer model is a little more bullish, giving some areas an inch or so. This one says not so much, especially in parts of the hill country that need it the most. As far as what we can expect right now, I'm not super convinced it's going to be a big deal for us, but we will have to watch overnight Monday into Tuesday for maybe some strong to severe thunderstorms. We'll fine tune that forecast when we get a little bit closer. But for now, tomorrow the coolest in a week. After that, we're back into the 80s. So windy lately, but crews are actually starting to get a handle on some of these big fires. Look at the Crittenburg complex, 80% contained. The Dascote fire, 95% contained. Unfortunately, after 5 consecutive red flag warnings, folks in Gillespie County, Fredericksburg, Harper, Lukenbach, points south and west, it's day number 6 of red flag warnings for you. Why there? Well, you didn't get much rain overnight last night, and humidity. How's it going, you guys? It's kind of a late night. There's actually not much going on here locally, but I don't know about you all. Have you heard about all of the crazy severe thunderstorms, tornadoes, wildfires, all of it going on to our east through portions of Ewok's a bad boy. He's looking up at me. He's a bad boy. You are a naughty boy, my friend. There have been so many tornadoes, and most recently in Alabama, in Florida, more tornado warnings coming in. It is insane. Yes, I told you you're a bad boy. Mr. Walker's left a present for me up here just a little bit ago. Keon, hi, how you doing? Chris Bennett, what's going on? I did see your note about the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. There is a big CME, a big coronal mass ejection that has prompted, all right, come on up here, mister, that has prompted, even though he's a bad boy, has prompted a beautiful show of the Northern Lights for the northern latitudes. So maybe some of you in Canada, in New England, in Minnesota might be able to catch a glimpse tonight and enjoy that, assuming that you have clear skies in place. All right, walkers, I'm going to set you beside me. Meanwhile, Skippy's like right behind me. He's already decided to pretty much call it a night. You might see a spur from time to time sneaking in beside me. Rod, hello, a wildly wet Wednesday. Half an inch in Crispin, you'll take it. The Bluebonnet's enjoying it. Everybody appreciating that we've had a little bit of rain. I'm calling it a bandage because obviously we've got the drop conditions in place and you know we need more rain. So that's what we're going to track is our next rain chance. As you can see, in the next 7 days, it's going to be pretty quiet weather. Right now, I am anticipating that our best chances of seeing any rain will come Monday night into early Tuesday with a cold front. Worth noting, there's really no guarantee that we see a whole lot of rain. A couple of different computer models are suggesting that we might kind of be in a situation where we really don't see all that much. So just something to keep in mind. No guarantees that we see all that much push through our area. But there's always that small chance that we could see something strong and or severe.
Something to keep in mind. All right, so taking a look ahead, right now across our area, we've got temperatures that are generally in the low 50s in places like Llano and Mason. And by the way, I have no idea why this image is stuck here. I kid you not. I've already advanced to the next frame on my show that's up. I'm going to have to diagnose what is going on. Why are we not seeing the next frame uh, in my forecast maps? Stand by while I get to the bottom of this. So funny. I was convinced we had it all figured out. Give me a half a second, and I think we will get it figured out. But it's interesting. I've got one screen that shows one map and another screen that has your 7-day forecast on it, which at the end of the day isn't the most important piece of the puzzle, the 7-day forecast anyway. I just think it's kind of amusing that that's what we're looking at, even though I've gone to the next frame. No, it shows up properly. That is bizarre. So anyway, for whatever reason, let me see if I can refresh it. Refresh. Okay, it refreshed, but it's still showing the 7-day forecast. That is bizarre, bizarre, bizarre. Let me double check one more thing. At least we're showing the 7-day forecast. That's what's important, right? All right, what happens if I do this? Oh, wow. This is really weird. Okay, you guys, so what you all are looking at right now is just the 7-day forecast, but I kid you not, when I pushed the button, it actually moved and changed the map. All right, give me half a second. I'm actually going to pull this down and we'll bring it back up. You can look at my Twitter page in the meantime. That's bizarro. So I'm going to put it back on. You know what? What can we show you that would be of more interest? We can show you radar. All right, take a look at this. You are now officially looking at some of the storms. I'll put it on a better view for you. Some of the storms that are going on out still in portions of Alabama. That's so weird. I don't know what I've done. Somehow, some way, I screwed up this whole thing. So anyway, you guys can look at that, and in the meantime, I'm going to see if I can reload the page that should be showing our weather graphics. So strange. Anyway, what you're looking at on this map, however, is a tornado warning that is just to the north of Montgomery, Alabama. It expires in 6 minutes, but there have been numerous tornado warned storms and numerous tornadoes as well. And this is one of those crazy situations where it's a squall line that we've been watching. And the fact that there have been so many tornadoes popping up despite the fact that has been impressive to say the least. Okay, I think I actually got this figured out. Let's go back to the maps. We can look more at radar a little bit later as well. In the meantime, you guys are amazing for just hanging out. All right, without further ado, what? Okay, I kid you not, I moved it to the right thing. Everything's gone crazy. The only thing I can think of is there was an update of this thing. How weird. Bear with me, you guys. We shouldn't be seeing radar right now. That's what's got me. But we'll get this figured out. Okay, it's showing the right thing. That is so weird. Maybe we're not meant to see everything that I thought we would see. How strange. Okay, I am officially toggling. Okay. There we go. It worked. It just took a few little, I had to futz around. I kid you not, before I go live every night, I always go and I like check everything and make sure it looks right. But this time I saw the 7-day forecast. I was like, oh yeah, we're good, all good. I did not, however, advance through the show to see if it was stuck or if it was going to work. So anyway, here was what I was previously going to show you. Is the fact that it's actually rather cold up in the Panhandle. There was a rain-snow mix not long ago being reported. Crazy, right? 58 degrees right now in Austin, and I think by morning we're going to be a little bit chilly as well. Oh, sorry about that. This is that one frame that I need to take out. The Crittenberg fire is now 80% contained, and there's been some really good progress on it. Okay, as we track temperatures, we topped out at 80 at both Camp Mabry as well as out at the airport. A little above average, but certainly nowhere close to those records, which are in the 90s. And if you have any allergy issues, oak, ash, Nold. Oops. See, this is what happens when this never made air, just so you know, just because the fact that there was so much other stuff to talk about. But I will correct this on the fly for you because I don't want you to think that it's Nold. I want you to know that it is mold. So we will fix it for you right here, right now, turn it into mold and make it just so. There you go. Officially, mold count was in the moderate range. But the big story as far as pollen is concerned, goodness gracious, it's the oak. Oak pollen has been ridiculous, and it is still just continuing to get going. So something to keep in mind. All right, so as we look ahead toward your Thursday, we're not going to see any rain to end the month of March. So we will end with a deficit of nearly 2 inches. And this year, we're still behind as well. Now, here is the correct information on those fires that are still burning. The Crittenberg complex, that's the one up in Coryell County, is at 80% containment. And the Das Goat fire, still 95% contained. I thought they would probably have it totally contained by now just because it's been 95% for a couple of days. I did want to mention, though, the Eastland complex fire up north is 100% contained. So I was really pleased to see that report. So here we go. Red flag warning for most of us has been allowed to expire, but a new red flag warning has been put into place for folks in Gillespie County. That's going to be from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Thursday, also included all the way to Del Rio and along the Rio Grande. These are the areas that are going to see the greatest risk of dry conditions and breezy northwest winds. Peak wind gusts for your Wednesday, pretty impressive. 46-mile-per-hour gust out at the airport, 45-mile-per-hour gust at Horseshoe Bay. So yeah, windy stuff. But right now, winds barely blowing. We're totally calm out in Mason. 0 in Fredericksburg. Still surprisingly windy at the airport, but most locations are seeing those winds really drop off, and that's going to allow temperatures to drop as well. Fire danger forecast not nearly as dire on Thursday because of the lighter winds and also the little bit of rain that we saw. The highest fire danger, as you can see, is going to be out in areas to the east and points to the south and east. And of course, that explains why the red flag warning is in effect for those areas. Danny Clever, what's going on? Checking in. Thanks for having a sense of humor with me while I've been, fumbling around this evening. I have to check. You said the sidekicks. Oh, the sidekicks are here. They're actually 1 and 2 right beside me. They're just right off camera because they're just below where you can see the camera. So honestly, for the overnight, the big story is going to be the continuation of this system, which is working its way into the Florida Panhandle. It's moving through eastern sections of Alabama. Next up will be Georgia, a potent system. And of course, you can see that snow there in the Panhandle. Just to give you an idea, your Thursday severe weather risk now encompasses areas along the eastern seaboard. So it is totally fair game. We could see more severe thunderstorms, wind, hail, tornadoes as we work our way through Thursday out on the East Coast. And just to give you an idea of how many reports have come in the last 24 hours, I'm going to plot it for you right now. 459 reports. Oh, I don't like to see that one for injuries, although it's good that we haven't heard of any fatalities, but 20, oh, did you see it? It just updated. It was 26, now updated to 27 tornadoes reported in the last 24 hours. So pretty impressive severe weather event going on. And aren't we so fortunate that not a single tornado touched down or not a single severe weather report came in overnight for last night for us. Now, there was a weak little tornado that popped up near Rockwall in North Texas, but the majority of the action has been Mississippi and Alabama so far during the nighttime hours. 1 a.m., y'all. Happy 1 a.m. Overnight tonight, the coolest of the week. Temperatures going to be crisp in the morning. In fact, it feels really nice outside right now. It's 58 degrees, no humidity, really pleasant. And again, those winds turning calm. So by morning, oh, bummer, bummer. This is showing Friday morning because it's now past 1 a.m. But I was going to say by morning, we'll see low temperatures in the low 40s in the hill country, maybe even some upper 30s in a few pockets. And in Austin, I was forecasting 49 degrees. So now that I've taken so much time messing around on different things, the weather computer is going to be off by day in all situations. So we are going to improvise. We will go to a different place to get the rest of the forecast, which will be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Erin, what's going on? Thank you for checking in, by the way. Late on a Wednesday night. I can't believe how quickly this week is flying by. You say, greetings from Austin. You made it. I hope the drive was good. Corey, what's going on? Thanks for checking in tonight. So I have to admit, I don't know why, I'm having trouble reading the text. Did I inadvertently shrink it without even realizing it? Either way, my magic is this. It is my magnifying glass. So if you ever see me like lean in, it's not that I'm interested, it's that I'm blind. I am wearing my contacts right now. It just sometimes I just have this knack for not being able to read text very well. But it's okay. All right, so still looking at a tornado warning in Florida. Actually, 2 tornado warnings in Florida. It looks like all of the tornado warnings that had been in effect for Alabama have at least temporarily been allowed to expire. All right, so let's take a look at a few different things. We will go and show you a few things. One, I thought it would be important for you to know that as far as the pollen is concerned, we saw high levels of oak, and we're going to see the oak pollen continue to be basically horrendous Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Through that entire stretch, oak is going to be misery for many of you. So just keep in mind, not looking good if you are allergic to oak. Meanwhile, let's talk about this tornado threat. I wanted to show you for areas to the east. This is called the significant tornado parameter. Pardon me while I quickly do a little something, but I'm going to go ahead and loop this so you can see the areas off into Florida where the brighter shades, those are the areas most likely to see, believe it or not, possible tornadoes during the overnight and into the day, early morning tomorrow. And unfortunately, even though some of the parameters are not quite as high, you could see some reds earlier, there is still going to be that possibility of seeing more tornadoes, more isolated severe thunderstorms, isolated to scattered, in fact, as we head toward the East Coast. All right, done on that. And I have one more thing that I'm gonna have to do as well. So yeah, we're gonna continue to kind of monitor that situation. Now for us, let's take a look at precipitation in the Austin area, which so far, this is the next 48 hours, nothing, and then more of nothing. But I did want to show you a look at a wider view of standby potentially our next rain chance. Okay, so, oh, you know what? I think the reason that this is so far behind is because it's coming in with the latest computer model. And so I'm going to go back a little bit so that I can actually show you the progression. So, okay, what we're looking at right now is Saturday. And now this is going to be Sunday, so still no rain all the way through Sunday. And then Monday is going to be our next rain chance. So this is Monday morning, not much going on. Here's Monday midday, which frankly could be drizzle at best. And then we're waiting for the potential of seeing some storms. As you can see, this is like around midnight, Monday night into Tuesday morning. Not much in this area per this particular computer model. And then as we head toward Tuesday morning, still not all that impressive. But there is going to be a front that pushes through. And so if you went by this computer model, meh, really doesn't look all that impressive at all. But I will show you kind of the broader, bigger look at where things will be heading. So we're looking at the kind of the mid levels of the atmosphere now, and anywhere where you see these dips in the jet stream will be the most these dips in the mid-level pattern will be the areas where we have a chance at seeing some storminess. So here is Tuesday night. Here is Wednesday, and you can see that big kind of drop and this big, we call it trough of low pressure. And this is by Thursday of next week. This would be the 7th, next Thursday. And there may be a pretty significant warming trend possible if we get this pattern to go into place. And this is right around the time that we're getting ready for the weekend of the 9th and the 10th. This right here is a big ridge of high pressure. So under that big ridge of high pressure, Texas would be boiling. We would be warm, 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 hot, 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 all those things. So let's go ahead and show you a couple different things as well. This is looking at the GFS computer model, and it is looking at potential to see some possible storms Monday and Monday evening. So Monday evening, night-ish, for the most part, there aren't a whole lot of really high, this is basically fuel for storms. There aren't a whole lot of really high areas of fuel for storms, but down at the bottom of the chart, you can see 2,000, 2,500. Anytime you get into those numbers, that is pretty good fuel for storms, if you will. And so we may actually see a small window of opportunity next week, Monday into Tuesday, to see some heavier rain and heavier storms. All right, next let's look at, oh, actually I've got a better place to look at this stuff. I want to show you potential temperatures. Remember, I already showed you the 7-day forecast where I'm showing the coolest coming in on, bear with me, the coolest temperatures coming in on Thursday for highs. But this is a look at the next 10 days. This is looking at a computer model blend. And during that duration, we're going to see a pretty nice stretch of, 80s for highs, and the coolest coming when you wake up in the morning on Thursday, and then a pretty steady trend for warmer lows into the 60s, which will be a little sticky on Monday and Tuesday. There's going to be a cold front potentially that comes through on Tuesday. I'm going to draw that in here for you. And even Wednesday, there's going to be a reinforcing cold front that'll come through on a dry note. So Monday into Tuesday will be a rain chance, and then Wednesday will be a reinforcing front. And behind that, we're going to see temperatures drop a little bit. But overall, really not much to complain about, like not much at all. All right, so next what I'm going to do is I have to send an email. So I'm going to put the CBS Austin page up really quickly so I can send an email. And then as soon as I've sent the email, I'll go back to, and as mentioned, it's cool outside. We do have one advisory that is active, and that is the red flag warning, in effect from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. tomorrow. It's Thursday. All right. Email is sent, done, and done. And voila. Okay, so now, can you tell I'm just having a day, if you will. So now let me do one more thing. And then I'll answer any questions you guys might have. But honestly, this is kind of a nice night. I am appreciative of the fact that it's quiet and that we're really not going to have any significant weather all the way through the weekend. So, little things like, oh yeah, fire danger, need to keep an eye on that, but nothing that's going to be super troublesome the way I see it. And it did help us a little bit that we got a little bit of rain. 29/100ths of an inch was the official rain total for Camp Mabry. And the highest rainfall totals, I'm going to actually put it on the LCRA page. So let's come back over here and we'll look at the highest rainfall totals from the LCRA, which, oh, you know what, incidentally enough, they're not really showing in here because there aren't any LCRA gauges in Milam County, but I have another option. We are going to look at the 24-hour rainfall totals from this site, which is the TexMesoNet. Let me just add on the actual numbers. I'm pretty sure I can get a 24-hour precipitation. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in to show you where some of the heaviest rainfall was. Northern sections of Burnett County actually did pretty well. 0.8 of an inch in the far northwestern sections of Burnett County. Northern Llano County picked up 84/100ths of an inch right along the Burnett County, Llano County line, 0.6 of an inch. So some areas along and near Lake Buchanan actually did pretty well in the rainfall department. Let me go ahead and zoom off to Milam County because that was another area that saw some good rainfall totals. There's some radar estimates that you may have picked up about an inch in some parts of Milam County, but 60/100ths of an inch showing up here right along the Milam Eastern County line, and about 1/2 of an inch of rain reported here from Thorndale, and about 0.4 of an inch of rain right through central sections of Milam County. On the other hand, let me show you the areas basically that didn't see much rain at all. And we're going to go all the way out to Mason County. And here in Mason County, unfortunately, we've got 3/100ths, 3/100ths, 6/100ths, 8/100ths. So all the areas that I circled here are less than 1/10 of an inch. And the areas that are under the red flag warning for critical fire danger, yet again, as you can see, basically didn't get much, if any, rain. There's lots and lots all the way through the on toward the Rio Grande, lots of areas right in here that got zeros, that didn't get any rain whatsoever. So more rain would be a real help. It would be something that would be beneficial, most definitely. So let's talk about rainfall. This again is the Gfs Computer Model, and we're going to go ahead and look and see what the prognosis is for our next rain chance. So I'm going to take you through Friday, and here's Saturday, and there's Sunday. So we're not going to see any rain potentially until some spotty light precipitation that might possibly arrive by about Monday. This is through Monday midday. And then now as we track all the way through till Tuesday in the afternoon hours, not a ton of rain, but it is showing maybe 1 to 2/10 of an inch of rain possible for us. Meanwhile, the heaviest of the rain and the higher chance of storms will be in these areas that you can see to our north and east. Southeast Oklahoma could get 2 to 4 inches of rain if this pans out. So, we'll be watching. Another thing I wanted to look at is dew points, because that is a measure of moisture, and that's how humid it will feel. So we've got dry dew points in place right now behind our cold front. By the time we reach Friday afternoon, we're going to start to feel a little bit on the muggy side. Those are those darker greens. Then as we head our way into Saturday, there is going to be a weak cold front that's going to try to move in here, but it probably will get hung up before it makes much progress in here. So initially I was thinking we would have a dry cold front push in. Now I think even if it does and briefly brings us some less humid air, then by later on in the weekend, right now we're looking at Monday, and then on into Monday night with pretty good dew points. These are dew points in the 60s coming in out of the Gulf of Mexico. So that is going to be the moisture for any possible storms to fire up. So we'll see. But at least for now, basically just kind of watching the potential. Let's look at what radar might look like next week as we look at that storm system. So here we are Friday, there's Saturday, here's Sunday, and here's Monday. So there's Monday morning, and it's just patchy light drizzle. Monday midday, not much going on here, storms in Oklahoma. There's Monday evening, meh, pretty quiet. And then here's Tuesday at about 4 in the morning. So by then, oops, sorry, I made the mistake of rolling through the little slider. Okay, so there we go. So you can see that by early Tuesday morning, something's going on here, but it seems to be down to our south. But essentially, there's going to be a cold front that pushes through Monday night into Tuesday. And the question is, will we get any storms out of it? And so I'm still somewhat on the fence, like 30, maybe 40% chance. And that's pretty much it as far as I'm thinking right now. So last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up the 7-day forecast one more time for you, and then we're going to call it a night. So this is what to expect. Thursday, which is just off this screen, sorry about that, looking at 79 degrees for your high temperature. Friday, up to 84. Saturday, 86. The average high, by the way, is only 77, so it's going to be a little warmer than average. By Sunday, we're up to 87, and that's going to be the warmest day of the week, Sunday, and then again on Wednesday. And then just kind of watching with the question mark here about whether we get much precip out of the Monday into early Tuesday event. And then Wednesday, this cold front comes through on a totally dry note, but behind it, into next Thursday, we'll have lower humidity and all that good stuff yet again. All right, thank you guys for humoring me and staying up late, especially since it's pretty quiet. Let me just double check one more time, see if there are any new tornado warnings. We got 2 in Florida. Let's take a look. These are in the Florida Panhandle, and folks in Florida are under a tornado watch for another 6 hours. So one of the tornado warnings, it looks like both of the tornado warnings, Okaloosa and Santa Rosa. It looks like there's also a tornado warning in Tennessee that includes Bristol. So here's Pensacola right there in the middle of your screen. Here's Pensacola, and let's see what this is saying. 1/2-inch hail. Special marine warning. We don't really care about that. And it's just to the north where we have the tornado warning, which there is rotation right here. So there's 2 tornado warnings. And so most likely if there is a tornado, it is going to be right here with this cell that we see up here. So this would be right here where the rotation is. I'll zoom it out because I know it's pretty tight in, and I want to know where this is too. Let me go ahead and pull this out just a little bit so we can see with reference to Pensacola. So Pensacola, Florida is right here, and that area of rotation where there's possible tornado is up here, and the storm is tracking off toward the east-northeast. So yeah, there's still stuff going on. All right, with that, we will call it a night. And again, thanks for watching. As always, I know it's kind of a, quiet day, which a lot of times on nights like this are when I like to tinker and play with stuff. So I always appreciate you humoring me. All right, have a great night. As always, you can check in at cbsaustin.com for the latest. And En route to Moscow will have your latest weather updates first thing in the morning starting at 4:30 a.m.